So here we are, it's Labor Day, some 15 months into the Robert Mueller investigation. We really don't know where Robert Mueller stands on his original charter of so-called Russian collusion and how it affected the 2016 election cycle. He was given his job to get answers regarding the 2016 election cycle, and now his mere presence is creating more questions than answers for the 2018 election cycle. Don't you think it would be the right thing to do for Rod Rosenstein, the Department of Justice, to tell Robert Mueller, you know what, freeze it. Give us an accountability right now, but freeze what you're doing. Let us know where you are in the investigation, and then pick it up after the election?
No, I don't. I think that we should allow Robert Mueller to work and to do what he's been doing, and we see it's been very productive. He's actually indicted just about the entire inner circle of the Trump campaign, and so we're trying to see where this goes. I don't understand the big rush to end this. We know that the Benghazi investigation was 700 days, and it didn't produce anything. So I think we should give this time, give Robert Mueller an opportunity to do his job, and he is not responsible to the president. He's responsible to the American people and to find truth. That's why most Americans want this to continue.
Well, first of all, his inner circle has not been indicted, as far as I know, unless you have some sort of breaking news. I don't consider Michael Cohen his inner circle. I consider Michael Cohen a greasy. No, he's an ambulance-chasing attorney.
Michael Cohen was his advisor for over an attorney, personal attorney,
sure,
for over a decade. And then we're talking about Paul Manafort, who ran the campaign. Right. Then you got Papadopoulos.
But that's not
These are all people who were his inner circle.
That's not the president's inner circle. But to your point in terms of the rush to get this over with, if you know, on the golf course we like to say reverse the bet. And if this was Barack Obama and you had a special counsel who essentially has no leash, there are no limits of where this guy can go, I think the left, including yourself, would be screaming for this thing to come to an end, or at least hit the pause button as you go into a midterm election. That's only fair.
No, I disagree. If this were President Obama, I've been very critical of some of the things that President Obama did during his tenure as President of the United States. And I think if there were questions about him in terms of working with foreign powers and interrupting our elections, and also there were so many corrupt people around him, then I would absolutely say that the investigation needs to continue.
Okay. And one of the reasons why I say, hey, put a pause button on this thing or end it is because it necessarily affects the job of the presidency, no matter who the president is in the Oval Office. An investigation like this is like a political anvil hanging over his head. It affects virtually everything he does. So here's the president in Indiana. I don't know if you heard this clip. I want you to listen to it. The president's in Indiana. He's talking about the job that the DOJ and the FBI are or not doing. Roll tape.
People are angry. People are angry. What's happening is a disgrace. And at some point, I wanted to stay out, but at some point, if it doesn't straighten out properly, I want them to do their job. I will get involved, and I'll get in there if I have to.
In other words, what the president is saying, from a constitutional perspective, it's completely constitutional for the president to step in and say, for example, fire Jeff Sessions if he wants to fire Jeff Sessions. If he wants to fire the FBI director, he can. But what he's talking about are all the investigations that are not being conducted while Robert Mueller is doing his. For example, into Hillary Clinton. There should be a reopening of that email investigation of the Obama administration possibly abusing its power during the 2016 election cycle to affect the election outcome, on and on and on. This is what the president is talking about.
And I think the president is dead wrong. There was an investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails. It didn't produce anything. There's no reason to reopen it. And as far as Obama, we've heard that many of the things that the Trump administration, and particularly President Trump himself, have said have been proven to be untrue. You know, so I don't see where that would go. I think the president, when he says people are angry, he's talking about himself. He's worried. And I would say if you are someone who has not done anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. So I would tell him to calm down unless he has committed a crime that he was accused of committing under oath in a court of law by Michael Cohen.
Well, if former President Obama and his administration have nothing to hide and they've done nothing wrong, then they have nothing to worry about. So I think that they should be under a microscope, not unlike what Robert Mueller is doing. The Washington Post, though, did a poll regarding obstruction of justice, Jason. The question was very simple. Do you believe that President Trump has obstructed justice?
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.